Hello and welcome to 101. I am Bright Nanakwesi Aminin, and on the show here today, I'll be having a conversation about insurance, not just in Ghana, but across the ECOWAS blog. And gladly, I've been joined in the studio by Henry Bukari, who is the national chairman of the brown card across the ECOWAS region here in Ghana. I'm going to stay with us. We'll be back with the conversation. And welcome back to 101. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bright.
And I'm honored to have you here in the studio because when it comes to insurance, it's a big deal, but not many people know about it. Let me even start to ask you this quickly. How long have you been in the insurance industry?
Well, before I take the question, let me greet our viewers and listeners, if there are any. And I've been in insurance since the year 2002. I started my insurance career in the SIC Insurance Company Limited. I worked in SIC for close to 5 years. And then in 2007, I transited to Phoenix Insurance, where I'm presently the managing director. I've been working in Phoenix Insurance since 2007, so almost 15 years in Phoenix Insurance. I worked in Phoenix as the head of underwriting for 3 years, became the general manager from 2010 all the way to 2017. So for 7 years, I was the general manager for Phoenix Insurance. And in 2018, I was appointed the managing director of Phoenix Insurance, a role I still play. In addition to being the managing director of Phoenix Insurance, I'm currently the chairman of the Brown Card Bureau, Ghana.
Yes. Interesting one. Now, tell me about your general overview of insurance scheme here in Ghana.
Yes, insurance, as we all know, is a risk management tool. It is a tool that is essential for our very well-being and development. And so in Ghana here, insurance has been around for quite a while. In the past, I think we used to have SIC as the major insurance player, but as time went on, we have other private sector players coming in. And as I speak today, we have close to 50 insurance companies, about 30 general insurance companies, and 20 or so life insurance company. So we have a very dynamic and active insurance market in Ghana.
But then what exactly does it take for one to be able to establish a company like an insurance company? What does it take? How much money is involved?
Well, as I speak, the minimum capital requirements for insurance companies is 50 million Ghana cedis. It used to be 15 million Ghana cedis. Recently, it was increased to 50 million Ghana cedis. Is
that not too much of an increment?
Certainly not, because of the risks that we carry. As a risk carrier, you have to have the backbone to be able to pay your claims when they fall due. Yeah, so in setting up an insurance company, obviously there are rules and regulations, there are requirements, capital requirements, human resource requirements, and all that. And the NIC has the requirements all set out on their website. So it's a free market. Those who want to come into the insurance market can always come in. You have to meet the requirements of the regulator.
But what really is the difference between a bank and an insurance company? Isn't it the same, almost?
Well, we all played in the financial sector. But for insurance, we are dealing with risk management. We take on the risk that people push onto us. People will have to insure their lives. People will have to insure their assets. And insurance is there to pick up those assets. Insurance, as we will normally say, is a pool where we all put our risks in. And when the risk materializes, then we go into that pool and we take care of the events that we insured against. Unlike the banks that are purely, financial intermediation and all that stuff. So insurance, we are in the financial space, but we mainly are in terms of risk management. Yes.
You've been talking about risk management ever since we started speaking, and it makes me want to ask you, why should I even go into insure my property? Because or even the human life in the first place, it will be like me ensuring my grandmother is waiting for her to die for me to go make some claims. which is almost the perception people have.
Yes, I mean, the importance of insurance can never be underestimated. I mean, in our everyday life, we are exposed to risks, and I think I've used the word risk several times. You know, when you drive your car out, you are exposed to risk. Your car could be involved in an accident. When you are in your home, there could be a trigger of, you know, a fire that could lead to fire. You know, with your life, you could be walking, you could be knocked down, you could die from disease, you know, all that. So all these are risks that we are confronted on a daily basis. And insurance is there as a mechanism to absorb these risks. So you pay a little premium, and there's a company that takes care of that risk. So when the event materializes, then there's an insurance company to take care of the risk for you.
He says to pay a little premium.
Yes, I say a little premium because compared to the value that you are putting into the pool or the sum insured, the premium is indeed very, very little. And let me just explain that. You may want to insure your car for 100,000 Ghana cedis or $100,000. You end up paying a premium of, say, 5,000. I mean, where is the insurance company going to get the money to pay the difference of 95,000? So you come in with that risk, and then you pay just a little premium, and we take care of the risk when they.
And there are also times where somebody pays the money and end up paying almost every single year, and nothing happens, and they keep paying. Yes. Is that not in your interest as well?
Yeah. And if you followed me, I said insurance is a pool. We all put in our risk. So Mr. A will put in, Mr. A may not claim, but Mr. B may claim. I have seen instances where somebody has insured his car just as he was driving out of my office. He had a crash. Not just a repair, we had to write off the vehicle. Right? He had just insured. That was the very first time he came to my company to insure. And he crashed the car right in front of me. Yet I have clients who have insured for 15, 20 years. They've never made a claim.
But is that how it happens if I should come to your company or any other insurance company and insure my vehicle, and the same moment that I leave the place, something happens, I get to be paid off?
You get paid, and that's the beauty of insurance. That is the beauty of insurance. Because once you take the insurance, you are on contract. It doesn't matter whether the event happens today or tomorrow or at the end of the year. Indeed, the very first day, the very first hour, minute after you walk out of the office, if there is a claim, insurance will pay. And that's the point I'm making. There are others who will drive for years, who will have their homes for years. Indeed, their mothers, their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers lived in the house. There was never a fire. Somebody moves in day one and there's a fire. How do we pay? The guy who just walked into my office, I just paid the premium. Somebody had paid for so many years, but we have to find money to pay. And so that's the beauty of insurance. We all contribute to the pool, and when the event happens, the unexpected events, we take that money and we take care of the person who has suffered.
Let's talk about the duration of a particular insurance. Now, once I insure a property, a car, a life, or whatsoever, I mean, how long does it take for your outfit or any other insurance company to say that, listen, it has expired and it has to be renewed? Is it this specific, or it's relative to any other company?
Oh yes, every policy has its tenure or duration. Most motor policies is for a year, fire is for a year. You have other lines of businesses that go beyond 1 year. You have life policies that run, virtually the whole life or a certain term. So each policy comes with its tenure, but mainly is usually for a year.
I want to ask you how many times you record cases of people coming to insurance companies to claim, to make claims because they might have lost their house or a loved one they had insured already, or their vehicle or something, and it ends up being untrue. What happens to them?
I mean, once you have your insurance and there is a claim, your insurance company will pay.
But what if the claim or what I'm saying that has happened hadn't really happened?
Oh, then that borders on fraud. But if the event that you've insured against does happen, there are procedures you go through. You call your insurer, they will come do the survey, ascertain the accident, the fire, whatever it is, and then there are processes that we go through, and then the claim will be paid. Obviously, if the event hasn't happened and you make a claim, then that borders on fraud. And we also have means of checking these things to avoid these issues. Yeah.
So you were part of the ECOWAS brown card Ghana board that was integrated back in 2018. Tell me more about that.
Yes, the ECOWAS brown card Ghana is a bureau that I'll have the opportunity to explain the whole structure of the ECOWAS brown card. Perhaps let me start from that angle. The ECOWAS brown card is a scheme established by the ECOWAS heads of states and governments in 1982. The protocol was signed in Cotonou, specifically on the 29th of May. That established the ECOWAS brown card scheme. Now, the ECOWAS brown card scheme is a West African scheme that takes care of our insurances. The Ghana Bureau represents our chapter, and the Ghana Bureau is actually run by motor underwriting companies. So all companies that underwrite motor insurance are members of the Ghana Bureau. So a life company will not be part of the Ghana Bureau. It's only general insurance companies that are members of the ECOWAS Brown Card Bureau in Ghana. And in 2018, to go back to your question, I was elected onto the board. Indeed, the board of the Brown Card, they are elected from amongst members of the motor underwriting companies. So every 2 years, we have election and then we elect new board members. So in 2018, I came on the board. Now you serve 2 years and then another renewable, 2 years if you are elected. It's an elected position. So from 2018, I was a member of the board. I served as the technical chairman of the technical committee. And then in 2021, I was elected again as the chairman of the board. And that is why I sit here as the chairman of the ECOWAS Brown Card Bureau.
And how has it been so far for you ever since you transited from becoming a member of the board to now, fronting the scheme?
Yes, I have had a lot of work to do with the bureau, and it dates back to 2014, where I served on the technical committee of the bureau. Indeed, it was my committee that recommended for the automatic issuance of brown cards, which I'll talk about later. So I've had some relationship with the bureau since 2014. And then in 2018, I put up myself for election, became a member of the board, and subsequently chairman. Since I became chairman, and I was telling my predecessor that I didn't know that there was so much work even as the chairman. It's an executive chairmanship role that you play. You are constantly working with the general secretary to make sure that affairs of the bureau are run professionally. We can, improve the education aspect of the brown card, for which we are here. So it's like a second job, if I may put it that way. The chairing the brown card is like a second job, but it's a good thing to do. We are contributing to the insurance space, and it's been a pleasure so far.
So the ECOWAS brown card was established back in 1982 on the 29th of May, 40 years now, and everybody out there know about it, and I'm asking why. 40 years of its establishment.
Yes, Bright, before I come to that question, let me take this opportunity to explain the whole concept of the brown card.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
But first, I want you to address this for me. 40 years of the inception of the brown card, and it looks like the education on this is really, really, really small.
Yes, Bright, I agree with you to a large extent. The knowledge on the brown card is very low. And I've had the opportunity to even discuss with the Commissioner of Insurance. And anytime I met him, he raised the issue about education. People know about insurance, but they don't know about the brown card. I think it's been so because in the past, you only needed a brown card when you were traveling out of Ghana to the West African sub-region. And so if you were not going to Togo, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, within the sub-region, you really didn't need a brown card. And in the past, it was only when you were traveling that you walk to your insurer and buy a brown card certificate or get a brown card certificate to travel. And so the usage by the bigger populace was very, very low, and for which we could not push the education of the brown card. But we are in a different dispensation now, which calls for us to intensify the education with respect to the brown card.
All right, so if you ask him what the brown card is, which is going to explain further, it says the brown card insurance scheme is expected to serve as a common insurance cover against third-party liabilities that visiting motorists may incur while they drive across various national boundaries of ECOWAS. But he told me that it has even now come down to the fact that if you have to drive in somebody's country, it's no more about you having to drive across countries within the ECOWAS bloc again, but then even where you live in your country,
yes,
if you are involved in an accident and it was caused by another member of the ECOWAS, you get paid. What really is the motivation for this establishment?
Yes, so as I said at the beginning, the ECOWAS brown card scheme was established to take care of third-party motor liability. Third-party motor liability. So when you travel outside Ghana, within the West African sub-region, whilst driving your car, you are exposed to liabilities. You could cause accidents. You could that could lead to injury, death, or property damage to other people's property. The reverse. Other West African citizens could come into the country with their cars, they drive through, and they could also cause accidents. So the whole idea of the brown card was to provide this common third-party insurance cover, so that whilst you drive within the sub-region, you have the minimum third-party cover, which is required in our various states anyway. So the idea of the brown card is to provide us that cover when we travel outside the jurisdiction. Now when you travel and then you are involved in an accident, the brown card kicks in. I made the point at the celebration, 40th anniversary celebration, that it is not only when you travel out of Ghana that you could have a brown card risk. Even within your country, a vehicle from Cote d'Ivoire, from Nigeria, from Burkina Faso could hit you, could damage your car, could injure you, could run into your house or anything. That risk will be covered under the brown card. Because the claim that will emanate will not be from your insurer, but we will pursue the insurer of the vehicle coming from outside. And so it becomes an ECOWAS brown card risk. That is why we are educating the public that you need to have your brown card, whether you are in Ghana or you are traveling outside the country.
Yes. Who are your main stakeholders, and I mean, what outfit regulates the ECOWAS brown card scheme?
Yes, the brown card was established under the ECOWAS protocol, as I've said. And right now we are operating on what we call the Supplementary Act, which was signed last year.
Yeah, we come to that.
Yes, which was signed last year. If you look at the Supplementary Act, there are two major stakeholders or participants. We have the principal participants and the subsidiary participants. The principal participants are the nation states, the countries that signed the protocol. And their role basically is to establish bureaus across the sub-region and to ensure that these bureaus are effective and are able to provide the cover that we are talking about. We also have the subsidiary participants, which is made up of insurance companies, motor and underwriting insurance companies, because they are the ones who are going to pick up the risk anyway. So we have the insurance companies. In addition to that, insurance regulators are key stakeholders in the brown card ecosystem. Beyond the regulator, we have other heavy users of the brown card. We have the transport associations, the haulage associations. We have the shippers authority, that supervises the movement of goods across the country. We have agencies and advocacy groups like Borderless Alliance and all that. These are all major stakeholders in the brown card ecosystem. Yeah, and as a bureau, we work with them.
Right, and I know that as per Article 1, Clause 2 of the Supplementary Protocol, the ECOWAS brown card has been given the status of a specialized institution of the community, which now makes it a more important and compulsory travel document for all motorists within the sub-region. Tell me more about this.
Yes, as I said, when you drive outside your jurisdiction, you are exposed to risk.
So it goes back to the fact that it depends on wherever you drive in the sub-region, you are covered by the ECOWAS brown card.
It's a common third-party insurance cover. Indeed, the brown card is an extension of your third-party insurance policy. The minimum requirements to drive a motor vehicle in your country is a third-party policy that covers your liability for death, injury, and property damage to a third party. What the brown card does is to extend that policy to the sub-region. Most third-party policies and indeed insurance policies have a geographical limitation. So if you have your motor insurance, for instance, you are limited within Ghana. But the brown card allows you to drive outside Ghana and still have the minimum third-party cover. So that when you are involved in an accident, your insurance company will come in and take care of that your liability.
That's quite interesting. At least you know that once you are driving across the ECOWAS blog, you are safe no matter what happens to you, only if you are on the ECOWAS brown card scheme. And it's compulsory per the Article 1, Clause 2.
Yes. Before you can drive outside Ghana or you can drive into Ghana, you must show proof of a brown card. Proof. And the brown card is evidence of you having insurance. It's evidence of insurance. So you cannot drive to Cote d'Ivoire, drive to Lomé, drive through to Nigeria without an ECOWAS brown card, because you have to show proof of insurance. Because as you drive through, it's possible that you could be involved in an accident, you could be injured yourself, you could damage somebody's property and stuff like that. So it is a requirement to drive outside Ghana. And the requirement is that you must have insurance to protect the third party. That is why it's a third party liability insurance.
How much is it? It sounds really expensive. How much is it?
Yeah, well, before I even talk about the cost, let me talk about the benefit. Yeah, because one of the key aspects of the brown card is what we call the motor victim compensation. The harmonized convention for motor victims compensation. And with that document, that harmonized convention for motor victim compensation, we have a system that takes care of how much we pay for injuries, how much we pay for other property damages. It is all set up. That runs across the sub-region. And so once you are injured or once there is a damage to a property, we have a common system of determining liability and compensation. Right. So I think we should emphasize on the compensation. What do people get? And with the brown card, it's all about indemnity. Normally, motor policies have a limit for third-party liabilities. So in Ghana, for instance, the limit is 5,000 for property damage. But with the brown card, the limit is far higher.
What's the limit?
Indeed, the limit is determined by the convention. It's determined by the harmonized convention, and it can run into millions of cedis. Yes, I'm unable to give you the exact limit because it depends on each case. And for property damage, normally it is an indemnity. But what it means is that if your property is damaged, we will put you back in the position that you were. However much it will cost, we will pay for your damage. And for injury, there is a formula for computing the injury cases. Yes. So for in terms of benefit, there's so much to derive from the brown card. I can say that for all these benefits, what you pay for is just 5 cedis for your ECOWAS brown card pair.
So that means me saying that how much expensive is it? It's not that much.
Exactly.
Which
so
is
that's why I wanted to discuss the benefit. You pay for the ECOWAS pair. In fact, the ECOWAS pair that I've talked about is part of your motor insurance premium. So when you buy your insurance, the ECOWAS peril is embedded in it. And you just pay 5 cedis, and you are protected to the limits that I've talked about anytime you drive across the borders.
All right, and I'm still here with Mr. Henry Bukari, who is the chairman for the Ghana National Bureau ECOWAS brown card scheme. We are talking about insurance across the ECOWAS bloc here in Africa. This is the one, and I'm Bright Nakwisamani. Still with us. We'll be back. Welcome back to 101. I'm still here with Henry Bukari, who is the chairman of Ghana National Bureau ECOWAS brown card scheme here in Ghana. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Right.
Now, before we went for break, we were talking about the brown card and how far it has come when it comes. I mean, since you were making the board chair back in 2021 and all that. Let's now talk about this. So the National Insurance Commission has urged the Ghana National Bureau to migrate insurance of the ECOWAS brown card insurance scheme onto a digital platform. I mean, we're in a digital stage right now. Yes. We know what the Vice President, Dr. Mamboima, has been doing with digitalizing and all that. I mean, how far with that? Have you been able to do that?
Yes.
And if not, what's the stage?
Yes, indeed, we are in the process of integrating the brown card system with the National Motor Insurance Database. What this means is that anytime you buy your insurance, as you key in the details of your insurance onto the system, your brown card certificate details is also uploaded. And we are about implementing a system where your certificate can be verified at the same time as they verify your brown card certificate. Indeed, we are thinking even beyond Ghana, and we are thinking of getting an app that our compatriots in the sub-region can use to verify the authenticity of these brown cards. Each brown card has a unique serial number. And so in times of accident, the bureau in Nigeria or the bureau in Cote d'Ivoire will call the Ghana Bureau to verify the authenticity of the brown card. We are moving away from that. We want them to be able digitally to verify these brown cards without needing to call us. By the use of an app or a USSD code, they can dial in, and then straight away the brown card that they are confronted with will be verified. And so that is where we are moving towards.
There have been reports of fake stickers. I mean, and that's another reason why you've been advised to ensure that you move on to a digital platform. I mean, what caused these fake stickers to be in town?
Yes, the issue of fake stickers is an age-old thing, and the Insurance Commission has been battling with it. Indeed, the whole insurance industry has been battling with the issue of fake stickers. My company, we've had several times our policies, our stickers have been faked.
But I know one would say that, I mean, insurance commissions that are working to realize private work, I mean, definitely might have some challenges to deal with it. But this is an ECOWAS initiative, something that's supposed to go cross country.
I was trying to develop the point from the local to the ECOWAS brown card level. Even within the local system, we used to have a lot of fake stickers. We had these Goro boys at the DVLAs, reprinting and printing stickers all over. But with the advent of the MID, Motor Insurance Database, the incidence of fake stickers and fake policies has come down to a large extent. And we're trying to extend it further to the brown card. Now, with the automatic, we have what we call the automatic issuance of brown cards. And I think I'll take the opportunity to just touch on it before I finish. Now, anytime you buy your insurance, your third-party insurance or your comprehensive insurance, automatically you should be issued with a brown card, because as I said, you've paid for it. That comes with a unique number. That number is keyed in the system. So at the time of claim, at the time of an accident, they can always verify. So we are with the digitalization that we're talking about, at the point of entry or at the point of exit, they can always verify. So that if it is a fake sticker right there, they will find out that it's a fake sticker, and it will not go through.
And what happens to you if it comes out that you actually using the fake sticker?
Well, if you're using a fake sticker, that is against the law, and law enforcement agencies will take you on.
What are the punishments?
Of course, it's the law enforcement will take you on. It comes with imprisonment, fines, and all that. The commission takes serious exception to that, and will normally hand you over to the police, and they'll deal with you according to the law.
So since the brown card started working here in Ghana, and since we became the board chair of the bureau here in Ghana, how many cases of these fixed tickets are recorded so far? How do we deal with it?
We've been getting some fake ECOWAS brown card certificates, and interesting enough, what used to happen is that you have these Goro boys at the Aflao, the borders. People used to go, they will go to the borders trying to cross, only to find out that, look, I need a brown card. Mm-hmm. They go to the Goro boy, and then he takes one of these fake stickers, fills it up, and gives it to him, and then they cross with it. But as I said, we've been working with immigration, working with customs, for them to be able to identify these fake brown cards. Indeed, the original brown cards have these security features that are there, and we've trained immigration, we've trained customs to be able to detect these fake stickers, and we do get them every time.
Now, you mentioned Togo, and you mentioned the border. Quite interestingly, I've had people sometimes buy vehicles from Togo and cross to Ghana and all that. I mean, what happens? Does the insurance, the ECOWAS insurance, ECOWAS brown card, does it have anything to do with this?
Well, the point is, before you can drive a foreign registered vehicle into Ghana, you must show evidence of the brown card, and you must indeed show evidence of an underlying third-party insurance policy. So they will take the insurance policy in Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, wherever, and then buy a brown card. So once they come into the country with the with a genuine brown card, there's nothing that we can do as a brown card. Those who will check these stolen vehicles, the agencies
not particularly stolen.
Yeah.
It's bought, but they know it's not really authorized. Driving in town with not registered Ghanaian number plates, and it depends on what exactly it's. Because I've seen people drive cars in Ghana with Togo number plates and all that.
Oh,
and it makes more to question the role this brown card plays in there.
No, indeed, that's the essence of the brown card. You cannot drive from Togo or Cote d'Ivoire into Ghana without a brown card, because once you drive on our roads, you are exposed to all the road risk, running into somebody, running into property, injury, or even killing people. So any foreign registered vehicle that drives into Ghana must have an ECOWAS brown card, and that is evidence of a third-party insurance cover. So when you see a foreign registered vehicle, particularly from the sub-region, the assumption, which is a rebuttable one, is that they have an ECOWAS brown card to protect the third-party risk.
I wanted you to reiterate claims that could be made, let's say, an Anglophone West African country, an accident happening there, and we have to make the claim from, let's say, a different country that is a Francophone country. How does that work?
Yes, to answer that question, I need to show you how the system works. We have 15 West African states, but we have 14 of them signing on to the ECOWAS brown card insurance protocol.
And which country is the extra one?
The extra one is Cape Verde. You know, Cape Verde is an island, so it is not linked to the mainland by routes. So the other 14 countries are all linked by routes, and that's where we have a lot of the movement, in terms of transport movement. So each country has a bureau. Each country has a bureau, just as we have the Ghana Bureau, which I chair. And they have the General Secretary, they have a whole office that runs the bureau. And the bureau actually serves as the High Commission for other insurance companies. So that anytime there's a claim involving a foreign or another motorist coming from the sub-region, that bureau will take care of all the insurances. So to come back to your question, if there is an accident, say in Ghana, by a Bukinabe truck, the assumption is that the Bukinabe truck has a brown card driving into Ghana. That Burkinabe truck was insured by a Burkinabe insurance company. So he drives into Ghana with a brown card. He runs into your car. It's caused an accident. Immediately the accident occurs, the Burkinabe will look at the back of his brown card. You find all the addresses of the bureaus at the back and their numbers. So he will call the bureau that I'm involved in an accident. I've run into Bright's car. Immediately.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Immediately, the office will come to the accident scene and take over the whole claim process. So the office will be there, they will come with a surveyor, they will make sure that they get the police report, and then they will handle the claim. Now, because it's a Burkinabe truck, the Ghana Bureau will make sure that they go through the claim process and pay you after having assessed, the culpability, the situation, who caused it. They've confirmed that it was done by the Burkinabe truck. They will take care of the whole process, the registration of the claim, the use of the surveyor, adjusting the claim, and pay you your money, and then you go. Now, it will now be up to our bureau to now inform the Burkinabe office, which is the issuing bureau. They issued the brown card to the insurance company. So we will now settle the claim between the Ghana Bureau and the Burkinabe Bureau. Now, the Burkinabe Bureau will now fall on the insurance company that insured the truck to recover the money that they would have paid us. So that is how the system works. So the Ghana Bureau virtually facilitates the claim process. Above a certain limit, there's a whole process for it. But below a certain limit, there's 20,000 and below, we will pay you, and then fall on the other counterparts across. So the claim process becomes very seamless.
I like the energy that came with "we will pay you." It came with a certain level of energy. But then I also want to find out. How long does it take for claims like this to be made?
Yes, as I said, below 20,000, we should pay. Every day we are signing checks.
So, is there a particular duration if my car should crash, which I say hopefully not? How long will it take for me to get a claim, depending on the country I am in?
Yes, I must say that the issue of claim payment has been the bane of the scheme. Claims payments have often delayed, and I'm sure people listening to me will agree with me.
That was going to be my next question.
People listening to me will agree with me that ECOWAS brown card claims have been delaying. But the beauty or the joy now is that with the new Supplementary Act, timelines have now been set for the payment of claims. So with the new Supplementary Act, once a claim occurs, within 30 days, the insurance company or the bureau that issued the policy will have to confirm liability or not. So within 30 days, you have to accept liability or repudiate. Once you accept liability, you have another 30 days to adjust the claim.
30 days?
Another 30 days.
A month?
Oh yes, another 30 days to adjust and then make the offer back and forth, agree on the amount you're going to pay.
Months?
2 months. Then once you've agreed what we call settlement on the amount, you have another 30 days to make payment. So 3 months, so 90 days, right?
Now, before you continue, within this 3 months.
This is good news.
Hold on for me. Before you tell me about the good news, within this 3-month duration where all this process has been done, what happens to me, the victim?
Yes, it's a shame we are going through this process. But I'm telling you, in the past, people were taking years. Even on my decks, we have 2012 claims that have still not been paid. And there are reasons for these. But the Council of Bureau that supervises the whole scheme, through the Supplementary Act that I talked about, have now put in these timelines. So this is supposed to be the shortest, 90 days to pay a claim. 90 days is still reasonable because, we are dealing with other countries. The incident happens in Burkina Faso. You have to deal with the bureau. They have to pick evidence. They have to pick. So there's a lot of back and forth that goes on in trying to get the documentations. So I think in the mind of the Council of Bureau, they wanted a more flexible and reasonable time to deal with this. And once we've all agreed on the 90 days period, I think looking at where we're coming from is quite reasonable.
If I don't have a car, do I still, or let's say if I'm not traveling or driving in any other country among or within the ECOWAS blog, do I still have to get the brown card?
Yes, and then I'll link this question up with what I talked about with respect to the automatic issuance of the brown card. In the past, you only got your brown card when you were traveling outside Ghana to the sub-region. So if you were going to Nigeria, you will go to your insurance company and say, okay, I'm going to Lagos, so I need a brown card. Then they give you the brown card. You pay for it. You actually pay for this, the brown card. But since 2015, we have moved away from this ad hoc buying of brown cards to what we call the automatic issuance. Indeed, that is what the Supplementary Act is calling for. So what this means is that anytime you buy your insurance, it comes with a brown card. You can travel with it or put it in your glove compartment. Now, the risk of the brown card is not only when you travel outside Ghana. Even whilst you drive in Ghana, you could be confronted with an ECOWAS brown card risk. And how does that happen? A Bukinabe truck, let me use the Bukinabe truck because we have a lot of these trucks on our roads. A Bukinabe truck comes in and hits a car or damages somebody's property.
You are paid a claim from that particular
Exactly.
country.
The tort fees are the Bukinabe truck is actually supposed to pay you. You are not. We don't expect you to run to your insurer because this is somebody's liability to you, right? So we are going to ride on the back of your brown card, and then make the claim.
Just like the private insurance.
And let me quickly add, you could also run into a foreign vehicle in Ghana. So somebody comes from Cote d'Ivoire, he's driving his car, and I run into his car. I've damaged his car, or I've even injured him. It is my brown card that will pay for the bills. And so we'll report, and the ECOWAS brown card will pick it up. Yeah.
Now, just like it's done when it comes to these private insurance, let's say if I'm insured for a year or two and I've not have any or recorded any damages, I might be able to go back to make a certain portion of the claims. Well, is that same with the ECOWAS brown card?
No. The normal insurance that we have, what we call the no claims discount, so NCD. Your insurers, I'm sure your insurers will talk to you about NCD, no claims discount. If you drive your car for so many years, you earn NCD, no claims discount. Every year, there's a certain percentage that you earn over a period, up to a maximum of 50%. With a brown card, it's not so.
Why?
Brown card, as I said, is a fixed premium. And it's just 5 cedis, I told you, for all the risks.
It's still money, because if I have about 10 people paying 5 cedis every single month, or it's 100, and none record any accident or damage, it's money going to the insurance company and not back in my pocket. That's a lot of interest you're making.
Yes, Bright, you see, it's not about the money going into the insurance company's pocket. As I told you, insurance is a pool. You may not make the claim. Mr. A, Mr. B may not make the claim, but another person could make a huge claim, particularly with respect to the injury claims. We have some injury claims sitting on our decks. We are paying in excess of 600,000 because it was a doctor who was involved in an accident and all that, an Ivorian case. So the claims that are confronting the Bureau are huge. And we even think at the Bureau that we need to jack up the premiums for the brown card. That is another subject to discuss, because I know the regulator will not be too happy with that, but it is something that we'll have to look at in the near future.
Have you considered making sure that if I don't get any damage or within a year, I can still come back to you and say, Charlie, give me some share
the 5 cedis with you.
Exactly, I mean. Is that possible? Have you considered that?
Well, not. We haven't considered that, because as I said, to start with, even the 5 cedis is not enough with regards to the kind of claims that confront us every day. The claims we pay are huge with respect to these ECOWAS brown card claims. And so we even think that we need to build up the fund. One, for the underwriting companies, they pay a lot of premium, a lot of claims, and we don't think they are getting enough premium. And I'm sure the underwriters listening to me will be happy to hear this, that we need to look at the brown card premiums again.
Are you able to give me a specific number of Ghanaians who are registered on the brown card here in Ghana? Is it possible?
Well, anybody who takes a motor insurance policy is on brown card. As I said, it's automatic. Anybody who is on the motor insurance is on the brown card. As soon as you buy insurance, you have the brown card. But let me take this opportunity to advise the insuring public. Anytime you walk into an insurance company and you pick your third-party policy or your comprehensive, ask the officer, please give me my brown card. I have paid for it. Whether I travel out or not, I want it in my jacket. The insureds are guilty, we the insurers are guilty. Because you ask them, if it's me in my office, when I insure my car, they bring my policy without my brown card, and I'll often insist, where is my brown card? As chairman of the bureau, I want to have my brown card. A lot of our compatriots, they come in, they pick their policy and go. And I believe because they don't even know that they are entitled to the brown card. So what I would advise is that anytime you insure your vehicle, you buy your third party, you buy your comprehensive, insist on your brown card. You never know when you'll be traveling outside the country. I mean, I've had cases where a client drove all the way to the flower border, wanted to cross. Then he was confronted with the issue of the brown card. Then he calls, I'm supposed to have a brown card. I don't have one. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. We should have issued you the brown card. It comes with your policy.
So at the time that he or she realizes, I need a brown card and I'm already insured with a company. Now, what happens to the company that didn't give him or her the brown card? Can't he or she still apply at the particular time that he or she is so much in need of it?
Yeah, so in this particular case, we had to quickly issue the brown card and send it to our agent who was in Aflao to give it to him. So the point is, we don't want these kinds of situations. So please, if you are listening to me, anytime you insure your third party, you take your third party or comprehensive, ask for your brown card. It is part of your policy. Keep it in your jacket. You never know when you'll be traveling. And even within the country, you could fall on your brown card. So we are guilty. The insurers are guilty.
Because I'm glad you're admitting you are guilty.
Oh yes, because we don't issue. Even in my own office, they don't issue my brown card anytime. Even as chairman, they don't give me my brown card. So I can
is that a problem? You are the chairman, and your office does not issue the brown card to you.
Yes, it's a problem.
That's a big one.
Yes, it's a problem, and we are working with a regulator to make it a point that if you don't key in the brown card details, you cannot even print out your normal certificate or your normal sticker. So the two will go in tandem. In that case, underwriters will be forced to print out these certificates and give it to their clients. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming here on the show. Yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful you came. I mean, issues of insurance is a really big deal. And I keep asking, I mean, if I'm interested in the fact that I don't get or record any damage, and at the end of the year, I can still walk back to my insurance company and make some claims. I mean, a little bit of the money I've paid almost a year round. But you're telling me that the amount 5 cedi to be paid for the ECOWAS card is less, and so you don't give claims or you don't give part of the money to those who get registered on the insurance card. Hopefully, it's considered.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
Considered. Because I take it as susu.
Yes.
Because imagine me paying 5 cedi every single month and
yeah,
and nothing comes back to me. That's a worry to me.
Yes, but you are helping those who are making the claims.
I'm helping those who are making the claims.
Yes, and you never know when you could be making the claim. You never know when, because in life there's risk that we never anticipate. You never know when you will make that claim, and when you make that claim, somebody will also be paying for you. That's the whole essence of insurance.
All right, yes. Thanks so much for coming, sir.
It's a pleasure.
And I've been talking to Henry Bukari, who is the chairman of Ghana National Bureau for ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme. And this is 101. I am Bryce, and I could see you some other time.